ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहैतुकी। आप सभी का स्वागत है।
We welcome all of you to today's Bhagavad Gita class. We are studying fourth chapter, verse number 8. Arjuna's question was that his birth and Bhagavan's birth was almost at the same time, but Bhagavan said that he had given this knowledge to Surya Dev earlier. How was this possible? So Bhagavan said that they both of them have passed through many births. Arjun does not remember, but Bhagavan remembers. And then Bhagavan started telling about his own birth, that although he is birthless, still he takes birth in the sense he appears at his own will. In the previous verse, he had told that when there is decline of dharma, then in order to destroy dharma, he appears. And then in that same, when he continues,
विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे। मैं प्रत्येक युग में साधुओं की रक्षा और दुष्कर्म करने वालों के
I
विनाश के लिए
manifest in every yuga
तथा
for the
धर्म की
protection of
स्थापना
the
के लिए
virtuous,
प्रकट
the
होता हूँ।
eradication of the unvirtuous, and the establishment of dharma.
पिछले श्लोक में तो उन्होंने कहा था कि जब धर्म की
In the previous
हानि होती है
verse,
उस समय
he said that when
प्रकट होता हूँ।
dharma declines, then I appear.
यहाँ पर एक दूसरा महत्वपूर्ण कारण वो बता रहे हैं
Here he is telling another important reason,
साधुओं की रक्षा करने
that is protection of
के।
sadhus.
वास्तव में ये मुख्य कारण है,
This is
क्योंकि
actually the main reason,
भगवान हालांकि सम
because
है, जैसा कि
although
गीता में कहा है,
Bhagavan
समम
is
सर्वभूतेषु
equal
न
towards everyone,
कांचन ना परे, कि मैं हर एक प्राणी के लिए समदृष्टि रखता हूँ,
that I have equal
सबका
vision for all
पक्षपात नहीं
living
करता।
beings. I do not
लेकिन उसी श्लोक में आगे वो कहते हैं कि ये भजन्ति तो माम भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्, लेकिन जो मेरा भजन करते हैं
he says that those who do
उनमें
my
मैं
bhajan,
उनमें हूँ,
they are in me and I am in
उनकी
them,
तरफ मेरी दृष्टि रहती
meaning
है,
that
उनसे मैं व्यवहार करता हूँ।
I keep a watch on them, I
तो
deal with them.
उसी दृष्टि से यहाँ पर वो बोल रहे हैं कि
So in
परिपालनम
that same angle,
साधूनां,
he is telling
का
here
मतलब यहाँ पर मूल रूप से
protection of
भगवान के
sadhus.
भक्त हैं,
Here sadhu
क्योंकि
mainly
हम देखते
refers
हैं
to
भगवान का जब
the
प्राकट्य हुआ
bhaktas, because we see that whenever Bhagavan has appeared,
भगवान को
and the two
संभालने के
famous
लिए
ones,
केवल
the avatar of
उनकी
Shri
रक्षा
Krishna and
करने के
Rama,
लिए और भक्तों की
so that
प्रार्थना
was
सुनने
for
के लिए
protecting devotees only, and he
भगवान
appeared at
सबको
the request
स्पष्ट
of the
रूप से बोलते
bhaktas.
हैं उस बात को,
So he makes that point clear
परित्राणाय
here,
साधूनां, और उसमें धर्म की स्थापना भी होती है साथ में,
and then he
क्योंकि
establishes
वो जो
dharma
रक्षा करते
also
हैं
while protecting
वो
the
काय करके हम यही
sadhus.
सोचते हैं कि वो उनके शरीर की रक्षा करते हैं, उनकी धन संपत्ति की
Because
रक्षा
when we
करते
hear
हैं,
that he protects, we generally think that he
तो ऐसा
protects their body,
कभी कभी
their
है
wealth,
ऐसा भी,
etc. And he does this
ऐसा
also
कभी कभी होता
sometimes,
है,
like he appeared for
लेकिन प्रत्येक
Prahlad.
के लिए वो
So he appeared for
हिरण्यकशिपु
protecting
को
Prahlad
मारना चाहते थे,
because Hiranyakashipu was
तो
about to
भगवान
murder Prahlad.
हिरण्यकशिपु के महल के स्तंभ से प्रकट हुए
So Bhagavan appeared from
नरसिंहदेव
the
के रूप में, और
pillar
उन्होंने हिरण्यकशिपु का
in the
वध
form
किया
of Nrsimhadev, and
और
he
प्रहलाद की रक्षा की।
he killed Hiranyakashipu and he
लेकिन उस
protected
प्रकार की
Prahlad.
रक्षा वो हमेशा नहीं
But
करते हैं,
he does not give this type of protection
मूल
always.
रूप से जो वो रक्षा करते हैं वो अपने भक्तों के भाव की
Mainly, the
रक्षा करते
protection
हैं,
that he gives is
क्योंकि
he protects
एक
the
श्लोक में
bhava
भी
of the bhaktas.
पूछा जाता है कि भगवान
Because this question is
किसी
raised
भक्त के
nowadays
रक्षा में
also,
इतने
that
कष्ट
if
में आते हैं,
Bhagavan protects the
तो
bhaktas,
भगवान उनकी
then why
रक्षा
do
क्यों नहीं
bhaktas
करते।
go through so much suffering? And why does Bhagavan not
तो
remove that suffering?
कष्टों को दूर करना
So
उनका काम वास्तव में है नहीं,
it is not actually his job
उनका
to
काम है
remove the
कि
suffering.
हमारी बुद्धि जो है वो उनमें लगी रहे, यही उनकी मुख्य कृपा है।
He basically
और
gives
देखता
his
हूँ कि
mercy, and his mercy is that
कभी
our
ऐसा भी होता है
intelligence
कि
always remains engaged in
देवता
Bhagavan.
हमारे गार्ड नहीं है,
And when we say that
देवता
devatas are
रक्षक नहीं है,
protecting, then
ऐसा नहीं
also
हो सकता,
devatas are not like some security guards.
क्योंकि हमारी बुद्धि भौतिक है,
But because our
तो हम
intelligence
इसी
is
प्रकार से सोचते हैं
material, so we
कि
think
हमारे
like
शरीर की
this,
रक्षा करें, हमारी धन
that
संपत्ति
they
की रक्षा
protect
करें,
our body, our
हमारे
wealth,
परिवारजनों की रक्षा
our
करें।
family members,
और लोग मंदिर में जाके प्रार्थना भी इसी प्रकार से करते हैं,
and people go to temple
किसी के
also.
ऊपर कोई कष्ट आता
They
है तो वो
pray
मंदिर
like
जाके
this only.
प्रार्थना करता है कि हमें इस कष्ट
If
से
somebody is going through some suffering, then he
मुक्ति दीजिए,
prays in the temple to Bhagavan that please
उसी के लिए
remove my suffering.
वो स्तोत्र पढ़ते हैं या कुछ
And
मनोरथ
for
मांगते
that
हैं।
they recite stotras, they
लेकिन
ask for
ये सब
benedictions.
हमारे कर्म के अनुसार होता रहता है,
But all this happens
भगवान
by
किसी के
our
कर्म
karma,
में
and
हस्तक्षेप
Bhagavan
करना नहीं
uh,
चाहते,
does not like to interfere in
और वो
anybody's
भगवान
karma,
कर्म करते
although
रहते
he
हैं,
is capable to do
वो
that.
समर्थ हैं।
He is capable
लेकिन
to do
ऐसे करने से
the to
संसार
make
की
the
व्यवस्था
impossible also
बिगड़
possible.
जाती है,
But then if he does
तो
this,
मूल रूप
then
से
it leads to
वो
disturbance in the social order.
भाव की रक्षा करते
That's why mainly he protects our bhava. And this is the protection that we should pray for, protecting our bhakti bhav. Otherwise, we see in the Mahabharata war, he himself was present, and
जो केवल मात्र 16
his
या 17
and
वर्ष
his
के थे,
nephew Abhimanyu, who was just of
उनकी
16
हत्या
or
की गई।
16, 17 years old, Bhagavan did not protect him.
हम ऐसा भी नहीं देखते हैं कि सुभद्रा ने उनको गाली
We
दी
also don't see
या
that
ताना दिया
Subhadra criticized
कि आप
him,
सर्वसमर्थ हैं, भगवान हैं,
that
सब कुछ
even though you are Bhagavan all
आप
capable,
उनकी रक्षा
still you
कीजिए।
did not protect my son.
ऐसा सुनने में नहीं
We
मिलता।
do not, we have not read anything like
5
this.
पुत्रों का मर्डर हुई, उनकी हत्या की रात में श्री
Draupadi's
कृष्ण ने
5 sons
उनको
were
सोने नहीं दिया।
mercilessly murdered by
भगवान को पता नहीं
Ashwathama
था
while they
कि
were
वो
sleeping
पांडवों
in
को
the
छोड़
night.
देगा,
So Bhagavan already knew, he took
कि इस
Pandavas
प्रकार
away from that
की
camp because he knew
परिस्थिति
that all this is going to happen.
कि
So he did not
द्रौपदी
protect
और
Pandavas' sons,
श्री कृष्ण
and
दोनों ने
Draupadi also did not criticize
इस प्रकार
him
से
that you are my
निष्कंश
friend,
हत्या क्यों करवाई।
and why did you allow
भक्त जो
this
है वो
merciless murder to
उनसे
happen?
इस प्रकार की रक्षा की आशा नहीं करता है,
So why she did not pray like this? Because
और
Bhakta does
जब
not
करता
expect
है
this type of
तो
protection
उसके
from
पीछे
Bhagavan.
कुछ और ही भाव रहता है।
And if at all he expects this, then it is due to some other bhava.
क्योंकि जो
So we should
भक्ति
understand
मार्ग
this
पर है
also, that
उनको इस बात को समझना
those who
चाहिए
are
कि
on the path of
कभी भी
bhakti,
इस प्रकार की
they
प्रार्थना
should
नहीं
learn
करनी चाहिए
that we
कि
should
हमें
not pray for this
परिवार की
type of
रक्षा
bodily
कीजिए,
protection,
बच्चों की
family
रक्षा कीजिए।
protection, health
इसके लिए
protection.
तो हमें स्वयं अपना
For that, we
पुरुषार्थ
should
करना है,
do our own
जो हमारा
purushartha,
कर्म है, प्रारब्ध है, उसके
and
अनुसार
whatever prarabdha karma
फल
is
मिलेगा।
there,
हमारी
we
प्रार्थना जो
will
है वो
get the fruit of
भक्ति
that.
के लिए ही होनी चाहिए।
Our prayer should be for bhakti
इसलिए
only.
द्रौपदी का जब चीरहरण हुआ
That's why when Draupadi's disrobing was
तो
being
भगवान को
attempted,
पुकारा,
she
क्योंकि उनकी
prayed to Bhagavan
पूरी सभा में इस प्रकार से
because amidst the entire assembly,
जिसको
she
कहते हैं
was
तार तार
being
कर दी गई,
insulted so
तब
terribly.
जाके उनकी सारी बढ़ाई
So
श्री कृष्ण
Bhagavan
ने राधा रूप
appeared,
में
and
अवतार लिया।
he appeared in the form of sari.
और अनेक प्रकार के उनके अवतार हैं, मछली का
Bhagavan
अवतार
has
लिया,
many types of avatars like
साड़ी
fish,
पहनने का
etc.
अवतार
But
लिया।
then he appeared as sari also.
साड़ी कहाँ से हुई, स्वयं ही साड़ी बन के उनकी रक्षा
Otherwise,
कीजिए।
from where you get so much sari? He himself appeared as that
कुछ भक्त
and
तो
then protected Draupadi.
इस बात का द्रौपदी को उलाहना भी देते हैं कि आपने
But I've
भगवान
seen
को इसके
some
लिए क्यों
bhaktas,
परेशान किया।
they even tell
कथा ये है कि
for
भगवान ने
Draupadi that why did you disturb
द्वारका
Bhagavan
में
for
नहीं गए
this?
थे
Because the
और
Leela is
उस
that
समय
that time
भगवान ने
Bhagavan was in
उनको
Dwarka, he was having his
स्वयं
food,
वहां पर आए।
and then when Draupadi prayed to Bhagavan, Bhagavan
शास्त्रों में ऐसा
immediately went there.
कहना है कि
So
द्रौपदी को
some
भगवान
people
ने
say
भोजन में
that
विघ्न डाला
Draupadi caused obstruction
कि
in
भक्त
Bhagavan's
क्योंकि भक्त को भगवान की सेवा उनको सुख
while
पहुंचाना
Bhagavan was
चाहता है,
having his food.
ना कि उनको अपनी सेवा में लगाना चाहता
So Bhakta likes to engage himself or herself in
है।
Bhagavan's
इसलिए इस
seva,
प्रकार की
but
कोई
does not expect Bhagavan
आशा
to do
नहीं रखते
seva.
हैं।
So
जबकि
the
भक्तों
topmost
यहाँ
level of
सुनी
devotees,
थी
they do not
कि
expect any seva from Bhagavan in any
इस
situation.
प्रकार
Like
का
I
अभिमान
had heard
मैं
this
इस प्रकार
story
का बहुत बड़ा
that
भक्त हूँ,
Arjun he once became proud that I
भगवान
am a
को
great bhakta
प्राप्त
of Bhagavan.
करना चाहते
So
थे।
Bhagavan wanted to remove that pride.
इसलिए
So once he was in
जब वो
Kurukshetra
जा रहे थे उस
and
समय
he
इसका
was
भी
traveling
वर्णन
in the
आता है,
chariot
इंद्रप्रस्थ आते थे वो
because he used to come to
भगवान के साथ में
Indraprastha.
एक बार
Then
रथ पर चढ़कर शिकार के लिए जाते थे, घूमने जाते थे।
so
ऐसे
Arjun
घूम
used
रहे थे
to
कि उनको प्यास लगी,
go
तो पास में
with
एक
Bhagavan for
झोपड़ी
hunting. So then
झोपड़ी
maybe they
दिखाई
were
दी, तो
thirsty
सोचा यहाँ कोई
and
साधु रहता है,
they saw a hut.
यहीं
They thought maybe a sadhu lives here,
पानी मांगेंगे। तो
so we
गए
can go there and ask for
वहां
water.
भी
So
साधु
when they
जैसे
went there,
भगवा वस्त्र पहने हुए बैठे
they
हुए थे।
saw that an old
स्त्री ने
lady
उनको पहचान
was
लिया, तो स्त्री ने तो उनको
sitting there
पहचाना नहीं
wearing saffron cloth.
और
So
उन्होंने कहा कि हमको जल
she
चाहिए, तो उन्होंने उनको जल दिया।
she did not recognize Bhagavan and Arjuna.
उनके
So when they
घेरे
asked
में
for water, she gave them water.
माला लटकी हुई थी। उनको
So
बड़ा आश्चर्य हुआ
they
कि
saw
भाई
that three swords were
देश में कोई
hanging
साध्वी है
on the hut,
तो तलवार
and
कैसे है।
they asked her. They
उसने
were
पूछा
curious
कि
to
आप
know what is the use of these swords.
करती हैं।
Why have you kept these three
उन्होंने
swords?
कहा "ये तलवार जो
So
है
she said
साधुओं के लिए
that I have kept these
अगर
three
वो कभी
swords
मिल जाए
for
मुझे
three people.
तो उनको
If
बहुत
I
अच्छा लगेगा।
find them ever, I will
तो उनको और भी
kill
ज़्यादा
them.
आश्चर्य हुआ। तो
So
उन्होंने पूछा
Bhagavan
कि
and
किस
Arjun were
किस के लिए है।
surprised.
एक
They
तो
asked,
अर्जुन के लिए
for whom? So she said, one sword is for Arjun,
द्रौपदी के लिए और एक
one is
यशोदा
for
के लिए।
Draupadi, and one for Yashoda.
तो उन्होंने कहा ऐसा क्यों है वो तो बहुत
Bhagavan asked why. They are
न्याय
great
करने वाले
devotees.
हैं।
Why do you want to kill them?
देखो अर्जुन
So
ने
she
क्या
said, what
अपना
type of
ड्राइवर
devotee?
बनाया
You see, Arjun made Bhagavan
ड्राइवर
as
का
his
काम है
driver.
कि
Is
ठाकुर
this
जी
the
के
job
साथ
of a
ठाकुर
devotee
जी को क्या
to
दिखाने
engage
वाला है।
Bhagavan in the job of driver?
तो ऐसी दुष्टता की उसने अगर कहीं दिखाई दे जाए तो सबसे
So
पहले तो उसी का
if I
वध
ever
करना
see
चाहिए।
him, first of all, I will kill him only.
भगवान को कष्ट दिया वो भी युद्ध के मैदान
He
में और
he made
पीछे
Bhagavan,
तीर
he gave so
धनुष
much
भी मार
pain to
दिया
Bhagavan
क्योंकि जब
by
युद्ध
making him
होता है
charioteer, because during the war,
तो
even
ऐसा होता है
Bhagavan
कि जो
suffered many wounds
रथी है
due to the arrows of the
घोड़े
opponents.
चलते हैं
Because when war
तो
happens, it is
सारथी
not
रथ
that
चलते हैं
the charioteer does not
तो
suffer. The
रथी बड़ा गुस्सा हुआ
charioteer is sitting
कि
on in the
सारथी को
front.
मार
He
दिया
also
घोड़ों को भी
suffers
मार दिया रथ को भी
wounds.
तोड़ दिया। तो सारथी की
Because
बात
if you
मान
read
के चलना
Mahabharata war,
पड़ता
you
है
will
उसको
see many times horses,
ऐसे
elephants, they
भटकते
also got killed. Even due to mistake,
और
the
चलते
charioteer
चलते
may get hit
वो
because the
कहीं
chariot is moving here and there in so many
ऊपर
directions.
हो गया नीचे हो
Now,
गया
if somebody shoots an arrow, maybe you
तो
move little
सारथी
bit
को भी लगेगा तीर।
this side or that side, and then the
तो
charioteer
ऐसी
can get, the driver can also get hurt.
खतरनाक स्थिति में अर्जुन ने हमारे ठाकुर को डाला तो
So she said that Arjun
एक
put
बार
our
उसको
Bhagavan in
दिया
such a precarious condition. So Arjun is
तो
number one on my
उसमें
hit
कुछ
list.
बन गया और
So
भगवान
when
को
Arjun heard this,
अपने
he
को बहुत बड़ा भक्त समझता है
became
कि ऐसे ऐसे
scared.
भी भक्त बैठे हुए हैं जो आपको भक्त मानते ही नहीं।
So Bhagavan showed him that, see, there are also such level of devotees in
जब
this
ऐसा
world
कोई काम
who
करो
don't
तो
even
द्रौपदी
consider you as a devotee.
अपना भोजन कर
Then
ले
he asked why
और
Draupadi.
उनकी जो
So she
सेवा
said
है
that
उसको कर ले।
Bhagavan was having food, and when Draupadi was being disrobed, and she called
तो युद्ध हो
Bhagavan,
जाता है
and Bhagavan
थोड़ा
had
सा भी
to
खींच देती तो क्या चला
leave
जाता।
and suddenly come there. So
और
she
उसमें
said that even if Draupadi's
भगवान को
sari
तकलीफ
would have
हुई
been removed, what great damage would have happened,
तो यशोदा एक वो
that she had to call
हो
Bhagavan.
गई उसकी
And then Bhagavan asked why
उसकी
Yashoda.
बेटी है
So
और उसकी
she
गोद
said
में वो
that
लेके उनके
her
पास
pot
बैठी है
was,
और उसी
Bhagavan
की
brought her pot, and just
बेटी
for
छोड़
such
के
a
चली गई
small thing,
फिर दूसरी
just
जगह
for an
वो जाके
insignificant pot, she
क्यों मारा।
started running after him with a stick.
तो ये दिखाया है कि भगवान के भक्त जो है वो किस
She could
प्रकार
have gone to the market and purchased more
भावना
pots.
कैसी होती है।
So this shows that what is
भगवान की
the
वास्तविक
level of
दया
some
हो ऐसा संसार में तो
bhaktas.
मैंने कहीं नहीं देखा लेकिन
I don't know
जो
whether this
अनुभूत
story is
होती है
real or no. I have never read this in
उसमें वो
Shastra, but
भाव
I had
आता है
heard this
कि
in my
हमारे जो
childhood.
भक्त हैं
But
वो
the
इस प्रकार की
bhav
भौतिक
is this,
चीज
that
नहीं
the
चाहते हैं।
bhaktas, they do not ask
इसलिए ये
for
जो परित्राणाय साधूनाम
material
है
benedictions.
वो
That's why
कहने का अर्थ
here
इतना ही है कि वास्तव में
the
वो
Paritranaya
साधुओं के
Sadhunam
लिए भक्तों
point
के
is
लिए
this much only,
जैसा
that Bhagavan
पिछले श्लोक में कहा था
protects
कि
the
रक्षा
bhakti,
चाहते हैं।
the bhava of his
तो केवल
bhaktas.
यहाँ यही है
Like he said earlier, dharma samsthapanarthaya. So here, dharma here primarily
इसलिए
refers to
विनाशाय च
bhakti
दुष्कृताम
only.
कि जो दुष्कृति लोग हैं जो असाधु हैं उनका विनाश करने के लिए मैं आता हूँ।
Next point is vinashaya cha
तो लोग
dushkritam. So he
वास्तविक में
appears to destroy
विचार
the
से है कि
dushkritis, the
कोई
asadhus, those who are not sadhu.
कैसे ही करें वो
So here,
लेकिन उसका एक
destroying
भाव है
does not mean physically
कि जो
destroying
दुष्टता है
necessarily, but he destroys
उसको
their
नष्ट करना है।
demonic nature.
धर्म की स्थापना और अधर्म का दूरीकरण तो तभी
Because
होगा जब
establishing
भाव
dharma
बदलेगा।
and removing adharma is only possible when their
इसलिए हम
demonic
देखते हैं कि
mentality will go away.
दुष्टों को मारा भी
So,
गया है
although we
असुरों को
see that he
संहार किया
also
गया
killed asuras like
है
Kamsa,
रामायण में
Shishupal,
भगवान
Ravana,
रामचंद्र ने
Bhagwan Ramchandra killed
तो
Ravan,
दुष्ट की दुष्टता करना
but
दुष्टता को
still
दूर करना
removing the demonic mentality,
वास्तव में मुख्य है उनको मारना है क्योंकि
this is the
लोग
real
तो खैर
meaning of destroying
समझते
the
हैं
demonic
जब
people,
किसी को मारते हैं तो
the
उससे
asuras,
हानि
or those
होती
who
है।
are not sadhus.
यही
Because if
विचार
Bhagavan kills
लोगों में
someone also, then also
दूसरे
that
लोग के नाम
if,
से
it is a favor only to that person.
ते गता विष्णु परिम प्रयाता क्रोधोपि देवस्य वरेण तुल्य। तो भगवान तो क्रोध करते हैं तो वो भी उनके वर के
So if Bhagavan shows anger also, it is also his mercy only,
तो
because
जिसको कहते हैं कि गुणातीत हैं और
Bhagavan is beyond the
कोई
gunas.
दोष तो है ही नहीं,
There is no dosha in Bhagavan. He is beyond any
इसलिए
dosha.
वो किसी को मारता
So
है,
that's why
क्रोध
if
करता
he
है,
kills someone, if he is angry at someone, then also it is
क्रोधोपि देवस्य वरेण तुल्य,
ultimately
क्रोध
beneficial only to that
देवता के
person.
समान है।
But so Bhagavan's anger is also like
तो
benediction only.
मुक्ति हो जाती है।
Those who die,
इसलिए
they get liberated. Those who are killed at their
भागवत में
by
भी
Bhagavan, they
लिखा
get
हुआ है
liberated. In Bhagavad, it is
लोग
even told that
कुरुक्षेत्र के
in
जितने भी
Kurukshetra, all the people who were
भगवान को देखते
killed,
हुए
who
अपने
died
प्राण
and
त्याग
who
दिए,
died seeing
उनको
Bhagavan,
मोक्ष हुआ।
they all got
ये
liberation.
जो रथ पर बैठे हुए उनका रथ चला रहे हैं अर्जुन का, तो इसके पीछे भी ये एक
So
रहस्य
now
है।
that Bhagavan is driving Arjuna's
अर्जुन को
chariot,
मारता
so
तो
this is
नहीं,
also a secret behind
पांडवों
that.
की तरफ से सबसे बड़ा योद्धा
Arjun
अर्जुन ही
Arjun
था।
would have been killing so many
सबसे ज्यादा
soldiers.
सैनिकों को अर्जुन ने ही मारा था।
He was the greatest
तो जब
warrior in the
पांडवों को
Pandava camp.
मारा
Maximum people were killed by
तो
Arjun only.
भगवान ही खड़े हुए
So when
थे
Arjun
पीछे,
was killing them,
सबसे आगे तो
then
भगवान ही थे।
Bhagavan was in front of
जितने
Arjun.
लोगों को मारा
So
आपने अर्जुन, उतने
whoever was being killed by Arjun, he was
उससे भी
dying
आगे कितने लोगों को मारा
having darshan of Bhagavan.
उस समय आप
So how
बता
many
नहीं
people
सकते।
are so fortunate that while
तो
dying
ये
they
भगवान ने
see
करुणा करके,
Bhagavan face to face?
केवल ये करुणा उन्होंने अर्जुन के ऊपर ही नहीं की थी,
So
केवल
Bhagavan
जो
did
विपक्षी लोग थे
mercy, showed his mercy not just to Arjun,
कि
but even
उनकी
to
बात को
people
सुना,
in the other camp,
सुन लिया।
in the camp of
इसलिए
the Kauravas.
भागवत के प्रथम
He
स्कंद में
gave
वर्णन
darshan
आता
to
है
people who were
कि
dying.
भीष्म जी
Like in the first canto of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it is
सबसे
described
ज्यादा
that when
दुखी
Bhishma
थे,
Dev was
तो भगवान
lying
ने
on the bed of arrows, so Bhagavan went there.
अर्जुन, उन्होंने भीष्म ने बहुत दिन तक युधिष्ठिर के साथ में वार्तालाप
Bhishma
किया उनके
had
साथ,
given instructions to
समय
Yudhishthir for many
उन्होंने
days.
कहा कि मेरा
And at the last
समय हो
time,
गया,
when he said that now it is
तो
time for
भगवान
me to
भीष्म जी
leave
खड़े थे और
this body, then
भगवान
Bhagavan was
भीष्म
standing in front of him,
और
and
भगवान को
Bhishma
रोते देखते
was praising
प्राण त्याग दिया।
Bhagavan, and he gave up
ऐसा
his pran
भीष्म को भी मिला
with having darshan of Bhagavan. So Bhishma also got this
कि अर्जुन ने
opportunity, but the soldiers who died on the battlefield, they also died having darshan of Bhagavan. So this is Bhagavan's mercy on them.
और ये दूसरा पक्ष है। एक तो पक्ष ये
So
है कि
this is
कितने लोग
another
मारे
point.
गए और उनको,
One point is that
दूसरा
so
पक्ष
many
ये है
people
कि
were killed,
उनकी मुक्ति हो गई।
and the other point is that so many people got
महाभारत में
liberated. Otherwise,
ये बहुत
getting liberation
दुर्लभ चीज
in
है,
one lifetime
आसानी से
is
किसी को नहीं मिलती।
extremely rare. One does
तो
not get
इसलिए कहा
liberation
कि
so
क्रोधोपि
easily.
देवस्य वरेण
That's
तुल्य,
why it is said
भगवान का जो क्रोध है वो भी वरदान
Bhagavan's
के समान
anger
है।
is also like Vardhan, it is like benediction only.
तो इसलिए
This is why
उनका जो दुष्टता का निवारण करना है, ये वास्तव में
removing the demonic mentality of the
उपवास है।
demons.
और विशेष तौर से
This
श्री
is
चैतन्य
the real
महाप्रभु के
meaning of
जीवन में
killing
देखा
them.
है।
And especially this is seen in the life of
श्रीमद्
Sri
में
Chaitanya
जो
Mahaprabhu.
अनेक
Like
प्रवृत्ति के लोग
there
थे,
were two demoniac people, Jagai and Madhai,
उन्होंने नित्यानंद प्रभु के ऊपर
and these
काट
two
का
had
सर पर मार दिया था, क्योंकि वो
attacked Nityanand
कह रहे थे
Prabhu
कि
by
भगवान का नाम था,
throwing the pot
पर वो दोनों
on his
शराबी थे।
head, and they were drunk. But Nityanand Prabhu was telling everyone,
लेकिन
chant the name of
सेवा
Bhagavan.
करते थे।
But these two were from
तो
wealthy families,
चैतन्य महाप्रभु
but
को गुस्सा आया और वो
they were always doing such demoniac
उनको वध करना
activities.
चाहते थे,
So Mahaprabhu
ललकारना
became
चाहते थे,
very angry,
लेकिन
and
उन्होंने
he
क्या किया,
invoked his Sudarshan Chakra.
वो चैतन्य महाप्रभु के पैरों पर गिरकर उन्होंने
But
प्रार्थना की कि हे
Nityanand
प्रभु,
Prabhu, he fell at the feet of Sri Chaitanya
कृपा करें,
Mahaprabhu and requested him
ये आपका
that please
अवतार
don't kill them.
वो
You
दुष्ट
just
दलदल
change
से
their
भरा
heart,
हुआ है,
because
ये
you have appeared
प्रेम
not to
वितरण के
kill
लिए होगा।
these people,
तो
but
यही
rather
उनका
to
वास्तव में मूल उद्देश्य है कि आसानी
give
से
distribute prema.
इस
So
प्रकार
this
से
is
धर्म की
his
स्थापना नहीं होगी
objective,
जितनी
that
उनके
simply
क्रोध
by
करने से होगी।
killing the demoniac
इसलिए श्री
people, You cannot establish dharma to the extent at which you can establish by removing their demoniac mentality. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called Mahavadanyaya Avatar. He didn't even kill the demons. He gave prema even to the demons. Bhagavan, but in case of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he was not doing this with the demons. He was killing them. So destroying the demons also means this. And another point is dharma samsthapanarthaya. So how does he establish dharma? He does this in two ways. One is by his own behavior, and another is by instruction. One is he behaves, he deals in such a way that people learn by observing his behavior.
कि उनके आचरण को हम पढ़ें, उनसे शिक्षा
So
लें,
we study his dealings, his behavior, and try to imbibe, learn from that and imbibe in our life. And other is his instruction in the form of Bhagavad Gita that he taught to Arjun. So he has this Bhagavad Gita is his blessing on all of us. When he was personally present in this world, in this Krishna form, he was giving darshan to the people and he was giving kripa by his behavior, by his dealings. But now that he is not present in front of us in that form now, so he is teaching us in the through Bhagavad Gita, through Uddhav Gita. So actually, if we want to establish relation with Bhagavan, then we should study his Vani, we should learn Gita, Bhagavatam, and then we should act accordingly, according to his instructions. That's why at the end, in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan himself also says that one who will study our dialogue, that person will be worshipping me through his intelligence. And then he says, one who will describe, who will teach this knowledge to my devotees, to my bhaktas, that person will be very dear to me. That is why, if we want Bhagavan's mercy, then also his mercy is available today also in the form of his Vani. Now it is up to us whether we accept it or no. Like when he was personally present, that time also there were many people who did not recognize him. They did not recognize his mercy. That is why they remained bereft of his mercy. Now also that is possible, that if we do not take benefit of his Vani, then we will remain bereft of his Kripa, of his mercy. Bhagavan himself says, one who will study Bhagavad Gita, if one hears Bhagavad Gita with Shraddha, one who studies, and one who teaches Bhagavad Gita, they all will be getting Bhagavan's mercy. So in this way, Bhagavan establishes dharma. His dealings, his behavior, in his behavior, there are some leelas which are not to be followed by us. We have to understand that properly. Otherwise, we will end up degrading ourselves. Like, for example, his leela with the gopis. So regarding the Rāsa-līlā, it is very clearly described that it is not to be imitated.
से क्या शिक्षा मिलती है वो हमें गुरुजनों से सीखना चाहिए।
What is to be learned from Rāsa-līlā? We should learn that from the Gurujanas. Because Parikshit also asked this question to Shukdev ji, that why did Bhagavan behave like this with others' wives?
सुखदेव गोस्वामी जी ने उत्तर दिया था,
So then Shukdev Goswami ji had replied
पहली बात तो यह है कि
that first of all,
चरेत मन से आप ही अनिसरत, इस तरह का आचरण जो है आप मन से भी ना करें।
you should not act like this.
आप ये सब
Even
नहीं
with
है,
your mind, you
ईश्वर
should not even
बिना
think
इनके
of
आचरण
doing
मूढ़
this.
यथा
It's only for Bhagavan.
यथा रुद्रोऽब्धिजं विषम। अगर इस प्रकार का कोई मूर्खता से आचरण करेगा तो
If
उसका ऐसा
somebody
ही यश
foolishly
होगा
behaves like this,
जैसे कोई
then he will
शिव जी
be
ने जो
destroyed.
विषपान किया था उसका अनुकरण करे।
It will be as if somebody is imitating
शिव
Shiva drinking
होकर जीवित रहे,
poison. It is Shiva who remained alive
तो
by even drinking poison.
इसलिए
So this is why
सुखदेव गोस्वामी जी यही उपदेश
Shukdev
देते हैं
Goswami
कि
ji
भगवान की जो वाणी
teaches
है
that Bhagavan's
उसका
Vani
ज़्यादा महत्व है।
is more
उनका
important.
आचरण है वो तो देखना पड़ेगा कि
His
अनुकरणीय है या नहीं
behavior,
है।
his dealings,
ऐसा नहीं है
one
कि
has to check what is
अनुकरणीय नहीं है, लेकिन फिर
what
वो कहते हैं कि ईश्वराणां
can be followed,
गुणेषु
what cannot be followed.
गुणाश्रयेण क्वचित् तेषां यत् स्वयोचो युक्तं बुद्धिमांस्तत् समाचरेत्, कि जो उन्होंने उपदेश दिया है उसको
So
ग्रहण कीजिए, मुख्य चीज उनका उपदेश है।
main thing is we have to imbibe his
उसमें कोई
instructions
शंका नहीं है,
because there is
कोई समस्या नहीं है कि इसमें
no doubt
त्रुटि
in
हो
that
सकती है।
there can be some loss or degradation by following
सदा हम
that. There is
स्थापना करते हैं
no
ऐसा
risk in following instruction.
गुरु के प्रवचन
Another
में
point
कि
is
ये जो
that when
वर्णाश्रम
he
है
does establishes dharma,
इसकी
it was told
स्थापना
earlier
करने के लिए
also,
वो करते
he
हैं।
appears to establish, he manifests himself to establish varnashram dharma.
उनकी शिक्षा के
So this
साथ
is a very
प्रकार से
important
व्यवस्थित किया है
teaching to the society,
ताकि पूरा
how
समाज
to
जो है
manage the society in a
वो
systematic, orderly
धर्मानुसार
manner, so that the entire
चल सके।
society can progress on the spiritual path.
तो इसमें वर्ण और आश्रम,
So in this Varna and
ये जो
Ashram,
हमारी भोग, ये जो वर्ण व्यवस्था है ये हमारी प्रवृत्ति, हमारी जो भोग में इच्छा रहती है
so
इस
this
तरह से ये
desire
दूसरे
for
धर्मों
sense
में
enjoyment
अपना
that we
कामना के
have,
बारे में
he
ये
told
सब
about
के
that
बारे में
earlier regarding
उसको कैसे
Kamna,
नियंत्रित किया
Vasana,
जाए कि
how to
जिससे वो
regulate
टूटे,
that, how to
इसके
limit
लिए ये
that.
वर्ण व्यवस्था है।
For that, there is the Varna
और
system,
उससे बिल्कुल कैसे निवृत्ति तक
and
पहुंचना है
how
उसके लिए
to
आश्रम
get rid
व्यवस्था
of
है।
the sense enjoyment
तो ये
completely.
वर्ण और
For that,
आश्रम
there is ashram
बिल्कुल
system. So the
जुड़े
Varna
हुए
and
हैं
ashram
कि
system
किस प्रकार
together,
से हम
they ensure our
इन
welfare,
वासनाओं से मुक्ति
that
प्राप्त करके
how we can get rid
उनका
of
जो
our
उद्देश्य है
material vasanas,
उसको प्राप्त कर सकें।
and we can achieve the final
उद्देश्य जो
goal,
है वो
which can be
प्रवृत्ति
either
से
of
है,
liberation or of bhakti.
प्रवृत्ति मतलब
Otherwise, human being is
वासना जो
always
वासना
engaged in
निवृत्ति के लिए
sense
चाहती है,
enjoyment because he has vasanas and he
लेकिन
wants
कोई
to fulfill
प्रवृत्ति
them.
अगर वो निवृत्ति में नहीं
But if
पहुंचती है
any pravritti,
तो वो
if it does
प्रवृत्ति
not end up in nivritti, then that pravritti
उसकी
will give
प्रवृत्ति
us
का
suffering only.
अंतिम पड़ाव निवृत्ति होना चाहिए।
That's why pravritti should ultimately
जैसे
result in
आप कहीं
nivritti.
जाते हैं, आपका कोई गंतव्य स्थान है
Like for
तो
example,
आप
if you go
चलते
somewhere
हैं,
and
कहीं आप यात्रा
you
करते
have a
हैं तो वो
destination,
प्रवृत्ति है,
you are walking, you are
लेकिन
on
जिस
the
दिन से आप
journey,
यात्रा
so
करना
that
शुरू
is
कर देते हैं या
pravritti.
यात्रा
But it
करने
is
लगते
not
हैं
that you are walking, or if you are traveling, you will not reach your
तो आप
destination.
उसको निवृत्ति में ही
So
देखते हैं,
the
आप अपने गंतव्य
pravritti will
स्थान को।
ultimately end in nivritti only when you
अगर
reach
आप
your
कहीं जाते हैं
destination, and then only you will be happy.
चलते जाइए और आप
Otherwise, you
गंतव्य
keep
स्थान को
walking, you
देखते
keep
जाइए और
traveling,
दुख
but you do not reach your destination, then you will
तो इसी
be
प्रकार
sad
हमारे
that I
जीवन
did
की
not
भी जो
reach
यात्रा है,
and I spent so much time. Similarly,
इसी
our
प्रकार हमारी भी
life
कोई
is
गंतव्य है
also a
जहाँ हम
journey,
पहुँचे हैं।
and
तो
that
जितने
journey
भी
should have a destination, and that destination is mukti.
तो जितने भी क्रियाएं हम करते हैं इस संसार में,
So,
श्रेष्ठ
whatever
क्रियाएं
activities we
हमारी
perform
इस
in this
क्रियाओं
world,
को करके
the essence
हम
should
अपने
be
गंतव्य स्थान
that
पर
after
पहुंचे,
doing all these
गंतव्य को
activities, we
प्राप्त करें।
reach our destination, which
और
is
अगर हम ये
to
कर नहीं
realize Bhagavan, to get bhakti. Otherwise, all these pravrittis, they lead to suffering only. They will lead to bondage, and then we will take birth after birth, and then there is suffering.
दुख दोषानुदर्शनम, जैसे गीता में भगवान आगे कहते हैं 13वें अध्याय में। तो ये जो
Like Bhagavan will tell in the 13th chapter.
व्यवस्था भगवान ने हमको दी है, ये इस
So this
प्रकार से
varnashram system that Bhagavan has given,
भ्रांतियां हमारे समाज में फैली हुई हैं।
nowadays there are a lot of misconceptions about varnashram in our society. People think
अशांति का कारण है,
that
इसके कारण हम
uh,
पिछड़े हुए
our
हैं।
society is degraded
बहुत
due to
अच्छा
varnashram, but
बहुत
that is
अच्छा
not true. Varnashram is a
व्यवस्था
very
भगवान ने
strong,
हमको दी
a
थी,
very nice system that Bhagavan gave, our rishis gave
तो
us.
उसी तरह के
Whatever
नियम
rules were
उसमें चलते
formulated
रहे
for varnashram,
और हम
they were
प्रकृति के
done meant to ensure that our society
साथ
continues in a smooth way
प्रकृति
and
के
we do not exploit
अपने
the prakriti,
साधन
our own
संपत्ति समाज
prakriti
में
and this external
चलते रहे।
prakriti. We live in
तो
harmony and
भगवान
make
इसी
our life successful.
इसी के लिए आते हैं, प्रकृति
So
के
Bhagavan manifests to
संभालने यहाँ आते हैं।
establish this dharma only
फिर
in every yuga.
आगे वाले श्लोक में वो कहते
Then
हैं
in the
अपने
next verse, he speaks about
जो
himself,
प्रश्न था अर्जुन का कि
which was the main question of Arjuna.
कथम एतद् विजानीयाम त्वम् आदौ प्रोक्तवान् इति। तुम आपका जन्म तो बाद में हुआ है भगवान का, सूर्य का तो
So
बहुत
Arjun had
पहले
asked that your Surya was
विष्णु
born
जी के आगे
long time ago, you were born in recent time. How do I believe that? How do I understand that you
एवं
instructed him earlier?
त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति मामेति स्वर्जन। हे अर्जुन, जो मेरे
Translation:
कर्मों की
O
दृष्टि से
Arjuna,
वो इस
a
प्रकार
person who knows thus in reality the transcendental nature of my birth and actions
कि तुम
is not reborn after giving up the body,
तो भगवान
but
हमको
attains me
बताते हैं कि
instead.
मेरा जन्म जो
So
है
here Bhagavan is
व्यक्तिगत है,
telling
मेरे
that
कर्म
my
व्यक्तिगत है,
birth is
हमारे
transcendental,
जितने
my actions are transcendental.
हमारे जो जन्म है, हमारे जो कर्म है वो लौकिक हैं, अदिव्य हैं,
In case of us, our living beings,
भगवान के दिव्य हैं।
our
उसमें अंतर क्या है कि
our
हमारा
birth and
जन्म
actions are
जो
not
है
transcendental; they were
हमारे कर्म
material,
के अनुसार होता है,
meaning that we were born
उसमें
according to our
हमारे पास
prarabdha karma.
कोई
We never had any
चॉइस
choice.
नहीं है कि हम चयन कर लें कि भाई हमको ये
We
जन्म
were
लेना
not
है
given
या वो लेना है,
options to choose
या
from, that whether
हम
we want
किसी
this birth or
जन्म
no,
लेना
or
चाहेंगे,
when we
किस
want to be
रूप में लेना
born,
चाहेंगे,
where we want to be born, in what
ऐसा
body we
कोई
want to
निर्णय
be
नहीं
born.
है।
We do not have any
जैसा भी हमारा
choice.
पूर्वजन्मों का प्रारब्ध
In
है उसके अनुसार
whichever
हमको
way we are born
जन्म
according
लेना
to
है।
our prarabdha karma of
उसके
previous life,
अनुसार
we were born
हमारी जो
according to
प्रकृति है
that.
हम कर्म करते हैं,
And then we
लेकिन भगवान
act
का जो जन्म
according to
और
the
मृत्यु है
prakriti
वो
we are born with.
किसी
But
प्रारब्ध के हिस्से में
Bhagavan's
नहीं है,
birth is not by
वो
some
स्वेच्छा से
prarabdha.
जन्म
He
लेते हैं।
appears by his own will,
आत्मानं सृजाम्यहम्।
like it was told earlier,
फिर धर्म की ग्लानि होती है, अधर्म का
that when dharma
उत्थान
declines
हो जाता है,
and adharma
मैं करता
increases,
हूँ अपने आप को,
then
वो अपनी
Bhagavan
स्वेच्छा से
appears.
आते हैं,
So he
किसी
appears
कर्म के
by his
बंधन
own
में
will.
बंधे
Does
भावना
not
से
appear
जन्म नहीं
being
लेते
bound by some karma or being influenced by
और
Maya. Not like that.
इसलिए उनके जो कर्म है उनसे
That is
उनको कोई
why
कर्म फल भी नहीं मिलता है।
by his actions also he does not get any
जो
karmic
कर्म
result.
करते हैं
He does not get bound
उस कर्म का
by his
कर्म
actions.
फल आता है,
When we perform
उस कर्म
actions,
फल से
we
फिर
get the
वो
karmic
वापस
result of that, and in order
इस
to
प्रकार से
enjoy or suffer those results, we again take birth. And in this way, we continue in this
चक्र
cycle
में
of
रहते हैं।
birth and death.
तो भगवान का इस प्रकार से जन्म और
But
मृत्यु नहीं है,
Bhagavan's birth and activities are not like this. That's why they are referred to here as
इसलिए वो जब
transcendental.
प्राकट्य हुआ
That's why when Bhagavan appeared as
मथुरा में
Sri Krishna in
कंस के कारावास में
Mathura,
प्रकट हुए
in the jail of
गोपियों के सामने,
Kamsa,
तो
in
उनका
front of
जन्म ऐसे
Devaki and
नहीं हुआ
Vasudev.
जैसे एक
So he
साधारण
was not
मनुष्य
born
से।
like any other ordinary
वो तो चार हाथ में
person is born.
विष्णु रूप में प्रकट
He
हुए
appeared in the four-handed Vishnu form in front of Devaki and
और
Vasudev,
उनके हाथों में उनके जो शंख
and
चक्र गदा
in his hands there were Shankha,
पद्म
Chakra,
थे
Gada, Padma,
और अपने पीताम्बर वेश में
and he was
धारण किए
he appeared in the pitambar dress with his mukut. So this description is found in Bhagavatam and even in Vishnu Puran and some other granthas. And then Bhagavan he spoke to Devaki. Devaki praised her, worshipped him also. And then Bhagavan took the form of an infant.
फिर वसुदेव और देवकी को सामने देखते देखते
Then,
छोटे बच्चे के रूप
just in front of Vasudeva and Devaki, he assumed the form of an infant.
ले जाओ
And then he told Vasudev that please take me away from her. And then he started crying
ऐसे ही रोने लगे
as if just like any ordinary infant cries on
इसलिए
birth.
इसको दिव्य बोलते हैं
So that's why this is called
यानी कि वो किसी बंधन में
transcendental,
नहीं है
meaning that he is not under any
माया के
bondage.
नियम के
He is not
चक्कर
bound
में
by
नहीं
any
है
rule of Maya.
छोटा होता है फिर बड़ा
that
होगा फिर
that the child is the first
छोटे से
person is
बच्चे को
infant and then he is
6 महीने
growing.
के तभी उन्होंने
When he was an infant, 6 or 7 days, he
जब हो
killed
जाता है
Putana.
तो उस
So
समय
when
उसकी
he takes the form of
शक्ति
infant,
नहीं
it
है
is not that he does not have his Shakti,
चाहे
he
छोटे
has
बच्चे
lost his
क्यों ना हो
power.
चाहे विश्व
Whether
रूप
he is
क्यों ना
an
हो
in the infant form or even in the
सर्वशक्तिशाली
form of
परमात्मा
Vishnu,
के समान
in all situations he is full of all his
लीला
energies.
है इसी को दिव्य बोलते हैं
That's why this is called Leela. This is divine or transcendental.
तो दो शब्दों का प्रयोग किया जाता है
So two
लौकिक
words
और
are used.
अलौकिक
One is Lokik, other is Alaukik.
हमारे जो जन्म
Our
उसको
karmas,
लौकिक बोलते
our
हैं
janma, they are Laukik.
भगवान
They
का
are
जो लीला
belong
है
to this
उसको
world.
अलौकिक बोलते
And
हैं
Bhagavan's janma and karma are Alaukik, means
अलौकिक
they are
का मतलब या लीला
beyond
का मतलब है
this
जो हमारे
material world.
इंद्रियों का विषय
So here
है
Alaukik means
ये
that is beyond the reach of the
इंद्रियों के
our
विषय
senses.
है उसको अलौकिक बोलते हैं तो ये अलौकिक और या दिव्य ये भी दो प्रकार का है
So this Alaukika and Divya
दिव्य
is
जैसे
there.
भगवान का
One
है
is Divya,
और जो
like that of
देवता लोग हैं
Bhagavan, and the one of the devatas,
इनका जो शरीर
their
है वो भी
actions,
दिव्य है
that is also divya.
ये इनका दिव्य शरीर है
We say that their body is divya.
इनका शरीर दिव्य है उनकी क्रियाएं दिव्य हैं
So their body is also divya, their
इसलिए
actions are
ये
divya.
हमें दिखते नहीं है
That's why they
हमारी
are not
इंद्रियां
visible
इनकी
to our
दर्शन नहीं
senses,
करती हैं और उनके अंदर ऐसी शक्तियां हैं जो मनुष्य
and
में
they
नहीं है
have such powers which human being
शारीरिक
doesn't have.
शक्तियां उनमें हैं। लेकिन वो भी भौतिक हैं तो भौतिक दिव्य है
But still,
लेकिन भगवान का जो
even though
शरीर
they
है
are divya, that is also material only. But Bhagavan's
मम
body,
शरीतम पिबति इति वपु तो वो सच्चिदानंद विग्रह है ईश्वर
Bhagavan's
परमात्मा
body
दिव्य
is such
स्वरूप
he is Satchidananda Vigraha,
उनका शरीर देखने में
not
जब
like the
प्रकट
devatas.
करते हैं तो अपना
When he
स्वरूप प्रकट
appears,
करते हैं
he manifests his
अपनी इच्छा
body
से होता है
by his own will.
इच्छा करते हैं सर्वे माम पश्यन्तु के सब
He
मेरे को देखें
desires that everyone should be able to
अभी
see
हम
me. So now also he is present
कृष्ण के
here,
बारे में कहते हैं कि वृंदावनम
like it is said about Bhagavan Sri Krishna,
वृंदावनम न गच्छति कि भगवान वृंदावन को
that
छोड़कर कभी भी
he
नहीं
does
जाते
not, he never steps out of
जाते नहीं
Vrindavan.
हैं तो अभी भी यहाँ पर हैं
So if he does not go, step out, then he is present here, but then we are not able to
अवतार
see
काल
him.
में वो सबको दिखते हैं
So in his avatar
अवतार
period,
वही होता
he
है
is
जो
visible to
विशेष रूप
everyone,
होते हैं जो योग्य
and
व्यक्ति हैं
when he is this is
भगवान के
beyond out of the avatar
भक्त
period,
हैं
then he is visible only to
प्रेम
very
किया है
special qualified
तो उनको अभी भी
bhaktas
भगवान की लीलाओं के दर्शन होते हैं
who have achieved
श्री जीव
prema.
गोस्वामी जी लिखते हैं
They
इस बारे
get
में
darshan of Bhagavan. Sri
श्री
Jiva Goswami writes about this
कि अभी
in
भी
the
ऐसे लोग
Sandarbha,
हैं जो उनकी
that
लीलाओं
now
के
also there are
दर्शन
people
करते हैं
who get darshan of his
अप्रकट
Leela.
भौम धाम है तो
So
इसमें
this is the
अप्रकट
Apakrata Bhaumadham, and
अप्रकट लीला है उसका
in
दर्शन
this
करते हैं
also it is possible to get his darshan
तो
of
वो
these
सबको दिखते
Aprakat
हैं
Leelas, but that is not for everyone
क्योंकि वो दिव्य है
because it
जिसको
is
चक्षु मिला है
Divya.
उनको देखने का जैसे
One who is given the eyes, he can see,
मैं दिव्यम चक्षु
like he told Arjun
दिव्य चक्षु देता हूँ
during the war, before the war, that
आपको मैं
I
दिव्य
give you, he told that I give you the eyes, you can see
उस
my
प्रकार से उस
Vishwaroop.
समय तो केवल विराट रूप के लिए
So
दिव्य
that
चक्षु
time he
दिया
gave
जाता
him
इसलिए
the
भक्त लोग
Divya Chakshu just
वो
to see
दर्शन
the
करते हैं
Virat Roop.
उनको भी वो
But
शक्ति
when he
मिलती है
gives
देखने की
darshan to the bhaktas, he also gives them the Shakti to take his darshan.
अपना हटा लेते हैं तो
And when
वो
he
उनका
takes the Shakti back, then the Bhakta also cannot see
इस
Bhagavan.
प्रकार से दिव्य हैं
So in this way, he is Divya.
भगवान की जो दिव्य लीलाएं हैं वो
And
आध्यात्मिक हैं
Bhagavan's divine Leelas, they are
भौतिक
spiritual.
हैं और
Devata's
दिव्य
actions are material only.
विभाग हैं
And even in this Divya Leelas, there are two categories, two divisions.
प्राकट्य है यानी कि ब्रह्म स्वरूप है और एक भगवान
One is Brahma Swarup and other is
ब्रह्म निराकार
Bhagavan.
है भगवान
So
साकार
Brahma
है
is Nirakar,
और
formless.
जब भगवान
Bhagavan is having form.
स्वरूप में है तो
Both are
उसके दो
Divya.
विभाग हैं एक
And
उनका
when he is in the
ऐश्वर्य है
Bhagavan Swarup, then also there are two divisions, Aishwarya and Madhurya.
ऐश्वर्य स्वरूप में उनके
In the
चार हाथ
Aishwarya
हैं
Swarupa, he is
कभी
four-handed,
कभी आठ हाथ
or sometimes
होता
even
है
eight-handed, or maybe
और
even
माधुर्य
more.
में नील
But
स्वरूप में है
in Madhurya, he is in the
तो इस प्रकार
human-like
भगवान की
form.
लीलाओं को जो तत्व से समझ लेता है
So one who understands his Leelas
तो
in
उसको कहते
Tattva,
हैं कि ऐसा व्यक्ति फिर
for him it is
बाद में
said
दोबारा
that
उसको जन्म
after
नहीं लेता
leaving this material body, such a person does not take birth again.
हमें उनकी जन्म और
So
कर्म को
we
शास्त्र से समझना
have to learn his Janma and
उसके अलावा
Karma
हम उनको और
from
किसी से नहीं
Shastra.
समझ सकते हैं
We cannot get the knowledge from any other source.
तत्वतः समझने का मतलब यही है कि ये जानना
Understanding in
कि
Tattva
उनका
means this
स्वरूप
only,
उनका जन्म
that
उनकी
to
लीलाएं
understand his
ये
Swarup,
आध्यात्मिक हैं ये
his
भौतिक
Janma,
हैं
his Leelas,
और ये उनकी
they
अपनी
are all
स्वरूप शक्ति से
spiritual,
होते
they are
हैं
not material, and they
चाहे वो
happen by
जैसे
his
हमको
Swarupa
भौतिक जैसे
Shakti.
लगें
Although it may appear
निश्चित
as
रूप में
material
वो
to
हैं
our
नहीं
eyes, may appear like a human being, but is not exactly a human being with a material
यही
body like
दिव्य
us.
कहने का मतलब है
So this is what is meant here
दूसरा जो
by Divya.
मुख्य बात यहाँ पर है
And
भगवान
the
ने
other
जो
important point is that
कर्म की बात की है
Bhagavan
इसमें
has
उन्होंने
spoken
मृत्यु की
about
बात नहीं
his
की
Janma and Karma, but not
उसने
about
इसलिए नहीं कहा कि
Mrityu,
मेरी
not
मृत्यु
about
भी
death.
दिव्य है
He is not telling anywhere that my Mrityu is also
क्योंकि मृत्यु
Divya. He is only telling his Janma and
मृत्यु के
Karma
समय तो उनकी
are
मृत्यु होती है
Divya. Because actually he does not undergo any death. When he has to
इसलिए
leave this world, he just unmanifests from
भगवान
here.
कृष्ण के बारे में ऐसा वर्णन है लोकाभिरामम
It is described about Bhagavan
लोकहितैषी
Sri Krishna
शरीरम योग धारणय आग्नेय दग्ध्वा धामा विशत्सुकम कि जब उन्होंने उनका समय आया छोड़ने का
that when it was time for him to leave
शरीर
this
को
world,
बगैर
then
जलाए हुए
without burning only,
और अपने धाम में प्रवेश
without burning the body
भगवान
itself,
राम के
just
बारे
in
में
that
भी
form
ऐसा
only
ही
he
है
entered his dham. Regarding Bhagavan Ram also it is
उन्होंने
said that
सरयू
he
नदी में
entered the Saryu river and from there he
तो
unmanifested
केवल एक
himself.
लीला मात्र है प्रकट
So it
होने की
is just a leela
इसी प्रकार से
to unmanifest
ब्रजवासी
himself.
उनके सब परिकर लोग थे
Similarly, here
तो
the
उनकी लीला के
Vrajvasis, they
द्वारा
were all
उनको
his
प्रकट
Parshadas.
किया उन्होंने
So they did not undergo any death. They just unmanifested
इसलिए उनकी
themselves
कभी
from here.
मृत्यु नहीं
It was
होती
done by Bhagavan. So they
जो
never die.
इस विषय को समझ लेता है
And one
ठीक से
who understands this
तो
subject
उसके लिए कहते हैं कि
properly,
वो भी इस देह
for
को
him
छोड़कर फिर
or
उसका
her,
पुनर्जन्म
Bhagavan
नहीं
says
लेता
that such a person, after leaving this
ऐसा
body,
क्यों है
does not take birth again.
क्योंकि जो इस
So
बात
why
को
is
तत्व से
it
समझ लेगा
like this?
तो भगवान
One
के
who
प्रति
understands
द्वेष
this
और
in
राग द्वेष
Tattva,
से ऊपर
then
उठेगा
he will become Bhakta and then
वो
he will
जानेगा
rise
भगवान की जितनी
beyond
भी लीलाएं
Raga
हैं
and Dvesh because
इसलिए
he
हैं
will understand that all these
ये
Leelas, actions of
भगवत
Bhagavan,
भक्त में
why are they done?
प्रेम की लीलाएं हैं
It, they are just prem leelas that Bhagavan does with his
निष्काम भाव से
bhaktas.
उनके
There
राग
is
द्वेष
no
रहित भाव से
element of ahankar or ragadvesh in
इसे जिस
that.
प्रकार से अर्जुन का रथ
Bhagavan
चलाया
acts out of preeti. How
ब्रजवासी ने
out of preeti
गाय
Bhagavan
चराते
drove
थे
Arjuna's chariot.
छोटे छोटे
He took
शिशु
care
को
of the
किस
cows
प्रकार से सबकी आज्ञा करते थे
when he was in the as an
जब
in a
हम इसे
child.
पढ़ाएंगे
How he was obeying everyone,
इन पर
the
हम
elders in Vraja. So when we
विचार करते हैं
study and
विचार
when we
करेंगे
reflect on them,
तो
when
इससे
we
हमें यह
understand the
जानेंगे कि जो
tattva, then
कामनाएं भरी हुई हैं जो राग
the
द्वेष में
desires, vasanas, raga, dvesh, which are there in our heart,
इनके जो कर्म
they
हैं
will
इनकी
go
जो
away.
लीलाएं हैं इनमें भी अचिंत्य
Bhagavan's
शक्ति है
actions, Bhagavan's leelas, they also have achintya shakti.
तो इनमें ऐसी शक्ति है कि इनके
They
संपर्क
have
में
such
अगर हम
shakti,
आते
such
हैं
power that if we come
तो
in
हमारे
contact with them,
जो
then
दोष हैं
our doshas, our defects,
विषयों के प्रति हमारी जो आसक्ति है
our attachment towards the sense objects, that attachment
क्योंकि फिर
will
वहाँ
be
एक सवाल
destroyed,
आता है
because then
कि
we
अगर हम प्राप्त
understand
करना चाहते
that
हैं
what we want
तो
to
जीव की जो
obtain or
इच्छा है
attain,
कि मैं सुखी रहूं और मेरे को दुख ना हो,
we want
यही
to
मेरा
attain
मूल इच्छा है।
happiness, we want to,
हर एक व्यक्ति की जो मूल इच्छा
we do not
होती है
want suffering. Every person
वो यही
ultimately
होती
wants
है कि
this
वो चाहता
only.
है कि मैं सुखी रहूं और मेरे
There
को
is
दुख ना हो।
nobody,
ये
everybody
आत्मा की
wants
इच्छा
happiness
है,
and wants to get rid of
इसके लिए
suffering.
हमें कोई ट्रेनिंग नहीं लेनी पड़ती,
And nobody gets
बचपन से
trained
ही हम
for
शुरू
this
से सीखते
desire.
हैं।
From childhood, everyone thinks
तो
like this only.
भगवान की इन लीलाओं को अगर हम तत्व से समझेंगे
So if we understand
तो हमें
Bhagavan's
पता चलेगा
Leelas in Tattva, then we
कि जो
will
सुख की
realize
प्राप्ति है
that
वो तो
real
केवल भगवान की
happiness
भक्ति से ही प्राप्त हो
is
सकती है,
only
दूसरे से
possible
संभव नहीं।
by Bhagavan's Bhakti,
क्योंकि जो चीज जहाँ पर उपलब्ध है वहाँ
because
पर ही
in
सुख
the
है।
object, any object can be attained
अगर
from
हमको
that
जल
place where
चाहिए
it is available.
तो जल के
If you
सोर्स से
want
मिल जाएगा,
water, you will get it from the source of water only.
तेल चाहिए तो तेल
If you
के
want
सोर्स से ही
oil,
तेल
you
आएगा,
will get it from the
पानी
source
से
of
तेल
oil
नहीं बना
only.
सकते।
You can't get oil out of sand.
तो इसी प्रकार अगर हमको आनंद चाहिए
Similarly,
तो आनंद के
if
स्रोत
we
से ही
want Ananda,
आनंद
we will
मिलेगा,
get it from the source of Ananda
और वो
only.
सोर्स स्वयं
And the
भगवान है,
source of Ananda is Bhagavan
सच्चिदानंद
himself.
विग्रह है,
He is Satchidananda Vigraha.
वही
He
अनादि अनंत
he is Anadi
जो भी
Ananta.
होता है वो आनंद भी होता है उसमें।
And one who is Ananta is also in
सच्चिद
Ananda.
ज्ञानम अनंतम ब्रह्म रसो वैसे रसम ही एव लब्धो आनंदी भवति। तो वही रस स्वरूप है और उनको
So
प्राप्त
Bhagavan is
करके ही
the form of rasa,
जीव
and
आनंद
by
को
attaining him only, the
सुख
jiva
प्राप्त
can
होता है,
get
और
Ananda.
कहीं कोई आनंद है नहीं।
Otherwise, there is no Ananda
तो इसी
anywhere
का
else.
अर्थ है
So
तत्व से
this is what is meant by understanding or knowing him in
अहंकार से
Tattva.
मुक्त हो जाएंगे,
Then we become free of our
जो हम
ahankara,
यहाँ कष्ट उठाते रहते हैं
due
उसका
the
निवारण हो
ahankara due
जाएगा।
to which we have been
तो
suffering
इसी
here.
के लिए भगवान यहाँ पर एक क्रीड़ा करते हैं।
So Bhagavan does his leelas for this only.
प्रवचन यही समाप्त करते हैं,
So we
किसी को
will
कोई
stop
प्रश्न
here.
हो
If you have any question, you can ask.
पूछ सकते हैं।
यूट्यूब से एक प्रश्न है कि भोग
Question:
और ऐश्वर्य का साधना से कुछ लेना देना नहीं है। क्या भगवान
Bhog
अपने
and
को
Aishwarya have nothing to
ऐसा
do with
ऐश्वर्य नहीं देते
sadhana.
जिसे
Will
भोग करना
Bhagavan
भक्त के भाग्य में
uh,
नहीं है?
will Bhagavan ever give an Aishwarya which is not in his
उद्देश्य
prarabdha?
भोग देना नहीं है,
Why will Bhagavan give you Aishwarya? His
उद्देश्य
goal is
आपको
not
भोग
to give you
देना है,
bhoga. His
क्योंकि
goal is
भोग
to
से
give
तो
you
आप
bhakti.
उतर जाएंगे,
Because if he gives you bhoga, you will become
भोग को
deviated.
भूल जाएंगे,
Then you will forget Bhagavan only.
और उनको भूलना जो है वो तो उनकी कृपा
And
रहेगी ना।
forgetting him is not his mercy.
तो आपका ऐश्वर्य भी ले लेंगे अगर उसी से
He
आपकी
will
शांति
in
हो
fact
जाएगी,
take your available Aishwarya
कृपा है,
also, if that
क्योंकि वो
helps
आपको
in
स्मरण
remembering him.
कराए।
His goal is to enable you to remember him.
भोग में तो आप लिप्त होकर उनको भूल जाएंगे, तो
If
ऐश्वर्य
you
से
become
मतलब
engaged in bhoga, you will forget him.
जैसे
So he
कोई
doesn't
अच्छा
give that.
वैद्य है
Like a good doctor,
और आपका कोई रोग है
if you have a disease
और आपको कोई विशेष खाना पसंद है लेकिन
and
वो
you
रोग
like some
आपको
special
पीड़ता है,
food item,
तो
but
वैद्य
it
थोड़े कहेगा कि
will
आप ये
aggravate
मत
your
खाइए,
disease. So the
ये
good
खाने
doctor
से
will not
ज़्यादा
tell
अच्छा
that no,
है,
you can eat that.
क्योंकि
He
ये
will
भोग
tell
करने से आपको
that you should
पीड़ा
not
होगी।
consume this because it will aggravate
तो
your
भगवान ऐसा
disease.
भोग नहीं देते हैं जो
Similarly,
शारीरिक
Bhagavan does
पीड़ा
not
दे।
give that type of bhoga which will
भोग
aggravate
देने
your
का
material
उद्देश्य यही है
disease.
कि आप उससे मुक्त हो जाएं।
If he gives, he will give only that which helps you to get liberated from here.
धीर ललित जी अपना प्रश्न पूछिए।
Radhe Radhe, Dhanavad Pranam, Babaji. Thank you for this class. Babaji, you were saying that as devotees, especially if we climbing up the rungs, we don't have any wants from Bhagwan. We actually just render service. But recently we seen there was a tragedy in Ahmedabad, and there were many sadhus getting together and asking for the shanti of those souls that passed on. So my question is those kind of prayers good because they're actually asking for paropkar for those who have passed on? And then I have another question which is slightly
So
different.
wait. So what does it mean, paropkar of those people?
For their
What does
welfare.
it?
For the welfare, maybe in the future lives.
No,
maybe
that's
they
why I'm
get
asking. This is only a word, welfare, paropkar. What welfare? Suppose somebody died. This is, we always hear, we pray for the departed soul. So what does it really mean, pray for the departed soul? What are you praying? He departed. Now what is your prayer? So these are just words, and this has become a trend. If you do it, then it is considered as nice. People will appreciate it. If you don't do it, say this person is not a sadhu. But actually, what does it really mean? This is what it means tattvataha. That to understand the truth behind it, not just get carried away by the words. But it's not working. Why? Zoom is gone. So something wrong with your phone. Take one from this. हाँ दूसरा आगे बोलो और क्या समझ आया
जी हाँ. All right, and then
ये
the second question.
फालतू के चक्कर में मत पड़ो तत्व से बात को समझो.
So you should understand by tattva,
कुछ ना कुछ करते रहते हैं
not just get
उसके तत्व को
confused by
इसमें है क्या?
words. People say many things, but we have to understand the tattva, the reality, the truth behind everything.
आगे क्या है?
Second question was, you were saying that the real benefit comes from his instructions, or not from his killing. But then one may arguing, at least if I get killed by Bhagwan, I got guaranteed that I'm going there. Whereas on his instructions, I still have to follow on my own strength, and there's a good possibility I will never make it there. How do you address this one?
तो ये एक बहुत बड़ी भ्रांति है हमारे
So this is
समाज में.
a big misconception in our society, and I have been hearing this
कहते हैं कि हमें
since
क्यों बनना है
childhood.
हम असुर
People
क्यों नहीं बन
say
जाएं
that
भगवान को
why should I become bhakta? Why not I become an asura? Bhagavan will kill me
बचपन में भी
and I will get liberated. I used to hear in childhood people used to speak like this.
ये हमारे
So
हमारी बुद्धि की दिवालियापन है.
this is bankruptcy of our intelligence,
ऐसा होता है
because we do not
इसके कारण
understand
है कि हम
the tattva.
नहीं करना
We think like this, and another reason is
सोच है
this lazy people think like this
मंदा सोच
because we want to escape from hard work. So we
बुद्धि है
bring all this
एकदम से
logic. Those
आलस्य
who
से
are dull
कुछ
headed
करना नहीं
or
चाहते हैं तो
full of
सोचते हैं
laziness, they don't want to do anything,
कि
they
हम
think like this, because this
यहाँ
is
पर
not
अगर
possible
धर्म का कार्य
that
करेंगे
you
तो
do
भगवान
something
हमारे पास
adharma
आएंगे.
and then Bhagavan will come to
भगवान
kill
ऐसे
you.
खाली नहीं बैठे हैं
No, Bhagavan is not sitting idle
उसको
that
मारने के
anybody who does adharma, Bhagavan appears to kill him or
कभी
her.
आते हैं
He
और
appears
जैसा
on
भागवत में
in
कहा गया
certain
है
time period,
साधु नाम
and as it was
विनाशम
said in the verse
सत्संगताम. तो दो
that
चीज कही है साधु की रक्षा करना और
2
दुष्टों का
points,
विनाश करना.
protecting the
तो
sadhus and
भागवत
destroying the
में
asadhus,
प्रवचन में भी
those who
कहा
are
गया है
dushta,
कि हमें
demoniac.
साधु को
So as I
साधु
said,
रक्षा
main
साधुओं की
reason
रक्षा
is
करना
to
उनको
protect the sadhus, to protect the
और दूसरा
bhaktas. That is his
इसलिए
main
करते हैं कि उससे भक्तों की
objective.
रक्षा होती है.
And
उसके
if
लिए
at all
करते
he
हैं
is killing the
कभी
demons,
भी
he is doing
दुष्टों
that
का
to
विनाश
protect
करने के
the
लिए नहीं अवतरता.
bhaktas. He never appears
कोई ऐसी
to
लीला होती है
destroy the
जिसमें भगवान ने
demons.
केवल
There
असुरों का
is
विनाश किया.
no such Leela of Bhagavan where he has appeared
बाद में
only
आके
to destroy, kill the demons.
साधु नाम धर्म
He has
संस्थापनार्थ
always appeared to establish
मूल
dharma, to protect the
की स्थापना
bhaktas.
करना साधुओं की रक्षा करना ये है.
That is his main
दूसरा
goal.
ये है कि आप
And the other
आपके
point
लिए वो
is
आने वाले नहीं हैं.
he is not going to come for you.
मत रहिए
So don't be under the illusion
ऐसा क्यों कर रहे
that why should I
कल्याण
do
हो
bhakti?
जाएगा
Why not I become a demon? Bhagavan will come and kill me. I will not have to do anything. No, that is not possible,
जिन लोगों को उन्होंने मारा
because those who were
उनमें
killed by
आवेश था
him,
भगवान में और
they
उस
had
समय
the
वो स्वयं
avesh
प्रकट थे.
in Bhagavan, and
कहते
Bhagavan
हैं कि युग युग
had
में
appeared.
कभी युग में एक बार दो बार आते हैं
So once or twice he
युग युग में हो
appears
जाते
in the
हैं
yuga, is not that he is appearing daily.
और उनको मार
and by killing the demoniac people, he gives them liberation. So most generally they get Brahma Sayujya Mukti only. But if you do bhakti, you will reside personally with Bhagavan. You will witness his Leela, you'll participate in his Leela. So that has much more pleasure. So first of all, he will not come for killing anybody, and nobody will get liberated like this. So don't we should not have that misunderstanding.
हो गया प्रार्थना श्लोक? और किसी का प्रश्न है यहाँ तो नहीं? ठीक है। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपाल नंदनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर भोक्ता दुग्धम गीतामृतम महत् एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्र गीतम् एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव एको मंत्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्मापि एकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभावः पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेता यच्छ्रेयस्यात्मनिश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर् ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांघ्रये। भवे भवे यथा भक्तिः पादयोस्तव जायते तथा कुरुष्व देवेश नाथस्तं नो यथा प्रभो। नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपाप प्रणाशनं प्रणामो दुःखशमनस्तं नमामि हरिं परम्। हरि ओम तत्सत्।